All right, thank you very much. I will just keep adding whatever the experts said from HR and other sectors. I will mainly talk about the trajectory of AI, data analytics, and its application, and particularly what are the challenges going on. So, I just want to start my talk with these two pictures, and you can see that so-called AI started from 1770. The humans are already trying what the machine looks like, and you can see these are two pictures. One is from 1770, and it was one of the Hungarian inventor who actually invented one machine that looks like a machine that looks like a human. And you can see it was one of the greatest illusion of at that time, and humans feels too much fascinating when they were playing with the machines. So you can see one person is hidden inside, and it was mimicking like he's a machine playing with the humans. And in 1997, we have witnessed that this Gary Kasparov, he was one of the Russian chess player, and he was the champion, world champion from 1985 to 2000. It was beaten by the Deep Blue, one of the computer. So the important thing to notice is the timeline between this date and this date. It took around 230 years for the human knowledge to play one game. But when I was coming for this presentation by using the AUI internet speed, I just asked this question from the internet that how do I know that I am intelligent? And just see the response. There are two things to notice. One is the number of responses and how much time it took. So when you ask this question from the Google, you can see there are 12.8 million responses in 0.46 seconds. So that is the speed of the data set nowadays we have. And we took 230 years to create one machine. So that is the difference between the speed of the data set we have now. Now I am going to share some of the important facts that you can see nowadays. When I was doing my PhD, whenever we talk that I want to work on machine learning and data analytics, we have to justify whether it is a big data or not. At that time, there were only three V's we have to confirm. That was the volume, variety, and velocity. Then after 5 years, we have the veracity and value. But nowadays, we have the 7 V's to confirm that the data set is a big data set. Just see at these few numbers, 2.9 million emails sent every second in the world. Then we have 375 data consumed by the household each day. And you know how many videos uploaded on the YouTube? It's 20-hour videos every minute uploaded on the YouTube. And 24 petabytes data set is processed by the Google. Do you know what is this size? Petabytes means there are 15 zeros with 1. And if you have one USB of the size of 1 gigabyte and you put them all together, it will take 92 football grounds to cover this amount of data set that is processed in a single day by Google. And then there are 50 million tweets per day, 700 billions of minutes spent on Facebook every month. That is the amount of data set processed by Facebook. And 1.3 petabyte received by the internet mobile users. And finally, we have 72 items per minute ordered on Amazon. So this is the speed of data set we have nowadays, and how we can come up with the processing speed. So now you can see, if I ask some of my students that who is your best friend? So many students claim that she is my best friend, he is my best friend. But nowadays, AI is your best friend. So you know that everybody knows that Netflix knows you better than your friends. So based on the strongest recommendation system, they recommend you the movies, and you can see they can also recommend some of the people, they have the same interest, right? So that is one of the biggest application of the recommendation system. And this one is very interesting, that Google Trends, have you ever tried the Google Trends? They already knows, we have the expert of healthcare system. They know what is going on if there is any outbreak before the healthcare department. And the idea is very simple. Whenever there are some symptoms in any particular area, you start searching what is going on. I have flu, but these are my symptoms. So they are using this method by using the keywords, Google search queries, and they predict what is going on in a particular area. So this is one of the best example of your predictive analytics using the text mining, right? And two of our experts also mentioned about the ethics. Have you heard this case? Before 2023, AI was not that dangerous about the data privacy and about the usage of the data set. This is one of the case that actually highlight the power of AI. This is a target case, and you can see this picture. There is one girl who is not yet married, and she was doing some shopping, and by using the swapping your credit card. The use of the credit card is to pay the payments, right? But the target has one of the predictive analytics of the pregnancy, right? So she was doing some shopping in certain amount, and she was buying some scentless lotions, vitamins, calcium. Normally the girls use during their pregnancy. So they use this analytics and they start sending some of the coupons to their home about the kids, Pampers and other small stuff for the small kids. So the first time the father ignored that maybe it's just a random advertisement by the target company. But consecutively, second and third time, he goes to the manager, why you are sending all these advertisement to my home? So they have predicted that after 3 months, it's the normal delivery time, right? So there is a fight between the management and this guy, but actually the prediction was totally right. That girl was already pregnant, and then to cool it down, they send all the advertisement to different customers. But overall, the conclusion of this story was that even your parents don't know very well, already the target store knows you better than that. So that is the power of the predictive analytics. It was only the usage of your credit card. So there was no data privacy, and this was one of the strongest development in the predictive analytics. This is also used in the predictive policing. Do you know what happened in USA tonight while you were sleeping? What is the most heard story for today on CNN?
US tariffs China.
No, this is the topic I am discussing, not about the China and trade and other things. So one of the greatest application is the predictive policing, and they are using more than 92 variables to predict where to use their resources. So these are some of the crime type, locations, land use, they have the gang, unemployment, and so on. So they can already, before any crime happened, they can utilize their resources to combat the different crime rates. So this is one of the story when you were sleeping.
Police in Michigan used a thermal camera to find a 2-year-old who had been missing for over an hour.
Alright, I got another heat sensor.
A Michigan State Police helicopter crew spotted a heat signature in a ditch near the interstate. Ground units then found the toddler curled up, wearing only a diaper.
This is looking like this is possibly the child, but it can't be.
Police say the child, who had no visible injuries, was then taken to the hospital.
So this is the first time when they are using the thermal images as a data sets, right? And it is also used in the pricing strategy. Amazon is one of the most famous company. They take care of the demand, they take care of the supply and the competitor prices to decide what price they are going to apply. Now come to the decisions that actually matter. We have seen all these big companies, they are using AI, and I am going to discuss these two cases. If you look at these two pictures, it's very interesting. In the first one, they are using wood, right? And in the second one, they have this gas cylinder. This is the case of India, where normally the language change after every 8 to 10 kilometers. There are more than 300 local languages, and there were more than 2 million forms in the local language. So it is the application of the AI used for the translation. Like you mentioned that there are a lot of documents and we are going to process. So the first step was to translate all these documents into some common language. So Hindi is the common language for them. So they just translate all of these documents into one, and then they use the optimization technique And finally, they have their stores that everyone can get this gas 15 minutes of drive. So that is one of the application of AI from some other countries other than the developed nation. And this one case is very famous case from Pakistan. Like 12 years before, there was one terrorist attack on the school, and then the UNICEF and there is one company that is called as Predictify. They use the text mining tools and they add around 90 indicators, including their weather, day of the week, Islamic month, particularly the Ramzan and Muharram months, because the probability of the attack is very high due to some miscommunication of these holy months. And now they are using this predictive analytics to save all these schools, the kids' school. Okay, have you tried this sort of data set? Maybe not in your business statistics class. This is the demand of the satellite data sets nowadays. Just see the last couple of days, the demand of all these satellite data set is overwhelming. So if you look at this, is one image of one lake. This is used in the forest department, this is used in the economics department, and there are many applications in finance, particularly to make some profit and to minimize the risk. Currently, I am working on this data set, that is the nightlife data set. So we are going to use these night lights as an indicator of the economic activity. So for the precise demand and supply, now the people are using the satellite images. For example, these lakes, all the paths of these shipments, so they actually check whether the oil is coming from OPEC countries or not, and then they decide many financial products using the options or buying and selling, all other decisions to optimize their investment and financing decisions. So satellite demand data is one of the famous one nowadays in AI. Okay, now I'm coming to the top influencer. If you go to the Stanford University, there is the AI index. They are using 93 indicators to find out which country is performing better in AI. But they have divided all these things into these 7 main categories. So it is not only about the university education. You need R&D, responsible IE, economy, education, diversity, policy and governance, public opinion, and one of the most important one is the infrastructure provided by the government and the private-public partnership. So you can see these are the top one: United States, China, UK, India is the fourth one, and then Germany, Japan, and Singapore. Then from the global perspective, I designed this word cloud, and these are the top 50 companies. They are actually utilizing the AI at the highest level. So you can see some of the name: Tesla, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and Apple companies. These are the top companies. They are using AI at the next level. Just try to see the market capitalization of any of these companies. 20 years before, the top companies were the OPEC countries' companies. But nowadays, with the passage of time, these are the companies, they are the biggest companies in the world. If you just look at the market cap of Apple, it is more than $3.5 trillion nowadays. It is far more than the accumulative GDP of many African and Asian countries. So there is no comparison that how these companies are going to have overwhelming effect. And I don't know all these companies, I just searched some of the Moroccan business companies. So these are like 20 companies, and the biggest one is the Karazimu. Maybe many of you know this one. If you don't know this one, I actually don't know. Anyhow, on the AI index, these are some of the top 20 companies. They are using AI at different levels. I'm not saying that they have achieved the top one, but the larger is the font size, it means the higher is the index values of these companies. Okay, in finance, 1 minute? Okay, in finance, I will discuss it in the class. Anyhow, robo-advisor is the best thing. That is, the fact is, if you look at the trading data of USA, 65% of the trading is not done by the humans. There are some rules you can apply, and the system will automatically do it, the trading for you, and the risk prediction of the fraud management and the defaulter and so on. Okay, HR is already done. In e-commerce, you can design your product and intelligent pricing, predictive customer lifetime, and so on. Okay, this one, I just need 1 minute for this one. 5 years before I worked on this natural language processing, whether it is media, whether it is finance, economics. So you can use text as a input data set, and one of the theme is called as the sentiment analysis. So you can take the media news or the annual report or any other document. So you can also create the emotions and sentiment analysis by different text mining languages, right? Okay, then cars, you already know this one, Tesla. And some of them are related to the environment and sustainability, land on life, good health, forest, poverty, hunger, and these are some of the applications of AI on different sustainability environment. And finally, we have different smart homes, smart environment, and so on. These are some of the applications. Okay, one last thing. What is the biggest challenge we SBA faculty members are facing, or any other university in the world? So there is one misconception and there is one biggest challenge. Number one is that the students are using Chat GPT and all other these products, right? So this is not, you have seen that this is only a very small portion of the application of AI. So this is not say that every student is using AI, you are using only one part of the AI. But our biggest challenge is that it can hinder the critical thinking of the students or the human beings. If you are using all the AI everywhere, it means your critical thinking is going down, right? So in order to cope up with this one, we need AI as a partner, not as a substitute. So you can see these pictures, it paves the way, deeper analysis and innovation without overshadowing the original thought. So you can use it as a partner, as a helpful tool, but you cannot use it as a replacement. And to come up, how we can overcome this one, this is our future goals regarding the courses and how the AACSB requirement is going to focus on this one. You can see this prompt writing is overall less than 25%. It can only help you. But overall, main of our courses, they are related to business strategy, business simulations, business decisions, and use of AI in business strategy. So this is the overall percentage or the breakup of the different courses we are going to design, so that you cannot rely only on the AI things. Thank you.